Hello and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 358/2 days. I still don't know how you read this. And today, nothing's gonna happen. I am literally gonna read all of those because I thought it's in the game, so might as well. Do we want to read the character as well? I guess? So, Xemnas, Organization 13's leader. He has made completing Kingdom Hearts the organization goal, but harbor his own secret agenda. Xibar, a senior member of Organization 13, second in command in deed as well as in name. He look at the big picture and act according to his unique perspective. Xaldin, a founding member of the Organization 13. He is both a fierce warrior and a strategist. He seeks a heart but despises love and the bond that tie people together. Vexen, a founding member of the Organization 13, a brilliant scientist who carry out research on various organization projects. He was in charge of the replica program at Castle Oblivion, but someone disposed of him. Laxius, Names, a founding member of Organization 13. He is a man of brawny physique and few words. He was sent to Castle Oblivion, but was disposed of by an unknown assailant. Zexion, a founding member of Organization 13, a ruthless tactician who would use any means for his end, and was sent to Castle Oblivion, but was disposed of by an unknown assailant. Sayax, a member of Organization 13, he's not a founding member. As Xemnas' right-hand man, he is charged with giving order to other members. He and Axel, an old acquaintance, are plotting something. Axel, a member of Organization 13, he prioritizes his own motives over the goal of the organization. He eventually becomes friends with Roxas after their initial meeting. Like Roxas, come to worry for Xion after becoming friend with her as well. Demix, a member of Organization 13, is easy-go-lucky personality is uncharacteristic of an organization member. He can control water by playing his sitar, but is aware that he is unfit as a fighter. Luxord? Isn't that a... It doesn't matter. A member of Organization 13, a gambler at heart who enjoys treating everything as a wager. He never let down his gentlemanly and reserved attitude. Marluxia, member of Organization 13, despite having joined late, he is sent to Castle Oblivion and named its lord based on his profound ability. He is intrigued by the Keyblade wielder and harbored dark desire, but was disposed of by an unknown assailant. Larxene, a member of Organization 13, she is highly conceited and mocks all those around her with an abrasive attitude. Nobody likes her. She was sent to Castle Oblivion, but was disposed of by an unknown assailant. Roxas, the 13th member of Organization 13, he is often assigned to mission to collect heart as he wields a keyblade. A bit of a zombie when he first joined, Roxas slowly regained himself through interaction with Axel and Xion, becoming best friend with them. Xion, the 14th member of Organization 13, like Roxas, she wields a keyblade. Through interaction with Roxas, she formed her own identity and developed a friendship with Roxas and Axel. Sora, a young boy who wields a keyblade as a hero of light. He currently sleeps within Castle Oblivion to restore his memory, after saving the world from darkness. Riku, childhood friend with Sora and Kairi, he donned the organization's black coat pretending to be a member and investigate their action while waiting for Sora's memory to be restored. Kairi, childhood friend with Sora and Riku, she was once targeted by the Force of Darkness for being a Princess of Heart. Back at Destiny Island, she waited for Sora and Riku's return. Diz, a mysterious figure who waits with Namine for Sora's memory to be restored. He despised nobody and pushed Namine to complete restoring Sora's memory to achieve a certain goal. Namine, a young girl with the power to rearrange the memory of Sora and everyone connected to him. She is currently restoring Sora's scattered memory. The King, a Keyblade master and lord of Disney Castle. He traveled with Riku but worried after being separated from him. Wearing a black coat, he pretended to be a member of the organization and gather information on their actions. And that's everybody! And that's just the first thing. We still got all of those to go through and all of the secret reports, so I'm gonna have some reading to do. I'm gonna drink a little something. So, here we go. Day 7, Entry 1. It's been a week since I got here. Sax told me to keep a diary, but he said nobody would check it. What am I supposed to write about? Today they told us to go to the round room where we met our new member, number 14. Was I like that when I first got here? I think I was, but I don't remember too well. Day 8, Entry 2. Me and Axel went to Twilight Town today. He taught me a lot. Before we RTC'd, returned to the castle, we swung by the clock tower and had some sea salt ice cream. Axel called it the icing on the cake after a successful mission. Well, except there was no cake, just the ice cream. I don't know what to write in this thing. The past few days, the other members have been showing me how to fight and do mission stuff. They also told me more about the organization and about myself. I still don't really get what a heart is, but apparently it is a vital piece of who I am, so I've decided to cooperate. If I collect enough hearts, I can complete Kingdom Hearts. Then I'll be whole. Day 14, Entry 4. Me and Axel went on a mission to Twilight Town. Afterward, we went and had ice cream again up on the clock tower. He said friends do stuff like that, or they laugh together. So does that mean me and him are friends? Day 15, Entry 5. The other members have been teaching me more about how to fight and stuff. It's going, I guess, every day after work. I've been meeting Axel at the clock tower, so to have sea salt ice cream. It's really salty, but still sweet, too. How come it tastes so familiar? Day 22, Entry 6. Axel is going to some place called Castle Oblivion. He told me because we're friends. He had to go home early to get ready, and after he left I noticed the word winner on my ice cream stick. I wonder what I won. I'll ask him when I see him tomorrow. Day 23, Entry 7. Axel left before I woke up this morning. I never got to ask him about the ice cream stick. I was partnered up with number 14 for today's mission. She wore a hood the whole time and wouldn't say a word to me. Come to think of it, I didn't have a whole lot to say either. Afterward, I went and ate ice cream by myself. Day 24, entry 8. I team up with number 14 again today. We finally talked a little. Shion even said my name for the first time. Afterward, I had ice cream by myself again. The lady at the shop said you can trade the winner stick for an extra bar, but I can't eat more than one. Day 25, entry 9. Today was my third day with Shion. I've gotten to know a little more about her. That's right, she's a girl with black hair, and she can use the Keyblade just like me. I took her out for ice cream afterward, but I'm saving the winner stick. Axel deserves a reward when he gets back. Shion wants to have ice cream with us from now on. Maybe I'll be friends. Maybe we'll be friends. Day 26. How long? I only remember part of this day. I heard somebody said the Castle Oblivion was terminated. Sayak said it may have been Axel. I tried to ask Zeborg about it on the day's mission, and he said nothing's left of nobody once we're gone because we have no heart to leave behind. I don't remember much after that. They say I collapsed and wouldn't wake up. Day 50. Shion's seashell. I must have missed a lot. It's like I had the longest dream. I woke up to find a bunch of seashells by my pillow. I counted them, one for each day they say I was asleep. Whoa, okay, this one's long. I was wondering who left them there, but then when I got to the clock tower, Shion gave me another one. I held it up to my ear and I could hear the ocean. Why did it sound so familiar? The stuff I dream about felt strangely familiar too. I remember being in a white room with somebody the same age as me wearing red clothes. And then he sort of disappeared into the white. And there was a girl's voice. She said she knew that'd be snoozing. Why would she know that? The voice was a little like Shion's. Day 51. Annihilated. It sounded like the worst has come to pass. The whole Castle Oblivion team was wiped from existence. It's hard to come to grip with the idea that Axel is gone. I feel choked up. I don't know what you'd call it. I've never had this kind of sensation. I went to the clock tower to have ice cream, but nobody else showed up. Day 52. Ice cream alone. I sit up on the clock tower, but no one come. No Axel, not even Shion. That weird lump in my throat won't go away. Something else is bothering me. This is gonna sound crazy. Good thing this is a private diary. Yeah, right? But these pictures keep flashing through my head. Not all the time, just sometime. Ever since I collapsed, it happened when I'm awake too. On missions... I don't know how you read those line thing above the to and on, but... it happened when I'm awake too, on missions, so I don't think it's a dream. Where are the pictures coming from? Day 71. Axel's back. After work, Axel turned up, just like that, out of nowhere. I didn't know what to say. I thought we'd lost him for good. We went up to the clock tower and talked for a while. I told him about Shion. The choke-up sensation has gone away. Day 72. Ice cream with Axel. Me and Axel went to Agrabah. He seemed different now that he's back from the Castle Oblivion. Ice cream was just the two of us today. I wonder when me and Axel and Xion will all get to have ice cream together. Day 73. Where's Xion? After I finished my mission, I wanted all three of us to have ice cream, but I couldn't find Xion. It's been at least 10 days since I've seen her. Axel said he'd ask Sayax what was going on. Speaking of Axel, I didn't see him at the clock tower today. My job to... Wait a minute. Day 74, the three of us. My job today was to help Axel find Xion. It turned out she had gone missing, but we managed to find her. We finally got to all have ice cream together, which was nice. But Xion can't use her Keyblade anymore. Axel said friend help each other out, so I'm gonna go on mission with her until she remembers how to work the Keyblade herself. Day 75. Inseparable. Me and Xion are working together now. The genie we met in Agrabah say he and his friend Al are inseparable. Axel told us best friend can be inseparable even if they're not always together, but it sounded like he wasn't too sure about it himself. I thought Axel knew everything. Oh well. That reminds me, those weird pictures flashed through my head again while I was in Agrabah. The guy in red I wrote about before. Has he been to Agrabah or something? I'm kind of wondering if I should read this and this. You know what? We'll get to this when we'll get to this. So, Day 94, Kingdom Hearts. Look how pretty it is. Xemna summoned us. Nothing he said ever makes sense to me. He showed us Kingdom Hearts, a big heart-shaped moon floating up there in the night sky, and he said the human heart will never have power over us. Great, I guess. So why are we trying to get heart again? Axel said I'll understand better once I have a heart, but I'm not so sure. Day 95, my past. I went to Agrabah today with Xion. We make a pretty good team now. Afterward, me and her and Axel talk about us and the other nobodies. The one who make it into the organization are powerful enough to keep their memories, but me and Xion can't remember our past. What was I like? Day 96. Day 96. Out of trouble. Today's mission was with Xion in Beast's Castle. I tried loaning her my Keyblade and she had no problem using it. That means I had to fight without it, but we got the job done. Afterwards, Xion remembered how to summon her own Keyblade, so I guess we're out of trouble. When we were done, we all had ice cream together. Day 97, our place. Every day after work, the three of us have been going to our place on top of the clock tower to have ice cream. We don't talk about much, but I wouldn't miss this conversation for the world. I wonder if Axel and Xion feel the same way. Does the other organization member have their own routine? It's hard to picture. I bet. Day 117, Special Nobodies. Today it was me and Zeebarg. Axel and Xion went out on their own mission. Zeebarg told me that Xion and me are exceptional. You know, like special nobodies? Because we can use the Keyblade. Work dragged on late, so I didn't make it up to the clock tower. I wonder if Xion and Axel made it. Those pictures start flashing through my head again on the mission. The boy in red, what's it all about? Maybe when Zeebarg called me special, he meant crazy. Seriously though, is Xion experiencing the same thing? It feels weird to ask. Operation Close for Vacation, nice. Day 118, vacation. Today was my first vacation ever. I didn't know what to do with it. Axel said to do what I like. But all I like is having ice cream with my friends, so that's what I end up doing. Axel leaves tomorrow for some kind of mission, which remind me I still haven't given him the winner's stick yet. Day 119, something to protect. Axel has been gone forever. It's been just me and Shion at the clock tower. While me and Xaldin explore Beast's castle, we find something he wanted to protect. Xaldin said that's a weakness, but I'm not so sure. What does it mean to care about something that much? I don't, so it's hard to wrap my head around the whole idea. Day 149, winner. Today's mission took me to a new world. It was a weird place. I was up on the clock tower afterward when Axel turned up after being away forever. He said he finished that long mission, but this time Shion didn't show. I was gonna give Axel the winner stick, but I should wait until I get another one. It wouldn't be fair to leave Shion out. Day 150. Too precious to lose. Shion didn't come to the clock tower again today. She and Sayax had some kind of argument. Axel and I talked for a while about the thing we can't bear to lose. Axel thinks that for nobodies it's our past, because that's all we have to remember, the pain of losing something. I don't remember my past, but the idea of losing the present, Axel or Shion, scares me. Day 151, what makes us different? I ran to Shion in Twilight Town. I guess she messed up a mission pretty bad the other day, and it's been bugging her. We went up to the clock tower afterward. She said me and her are different, which is pretty obvious if you look at us, but I don't think that's what she meant. A lot seemed to be on her mind, and it's not the same as what's on mine. Day 152. I don't get it. I think Shion might be mad at me, but I don't know why. Axel said girls are complicated. You can't press the wrong buttons. Like I'm supposed to know what the right one are. You'll learn. Day 153. No taste for it. It's hard spending time with Shion and Axel seem busy too. I've been having ice cream alone, but it's just not the same. All I taste is the salt and my hand get all sticky. It's like I'm going through the motion of eating, it's just so I can throw the stick out and get on with life. Man, I must have had about 100 of these things, and I still haven't found another winner. I never did find a way to ask Shion about the picture that go through my head. I don't really know what to do about anything right now. Yeah, and I'm starting to lose it, so that's cool. Just took a little sip of my drink. Let's keep going. Day 171. What's love? On my mission at Beast's castle, Xaldin told me about love and the special power it has over people. I tried to ask Axel about it, but its explanation didn't make any sense to me. Every time I ask him about this kind of thing, he'd tell me I need a heart to understand. It's like he's dodging the question. Day 172. Shion's collapse. Shion failed her mission and now she's in a deep sleep. I thought they were lying to me when they told me, but I went to see her and she really was just asleep. I left the seashell by her pillow just like she did for me. Saïx hates her. I don't know why. Maybe he knows more about her than the rest of us do. Those pictures flashed through my mind again on today's mission. The same boy in red as usual. I guess he's been to Wonderland. I'm still trying to figure out what it is I'm seeing. Day 173, picking up the slack. I've decided to work hard while Xion is asleep to pick up some of the slack. Axel said he asked Saïx about her, but no dice. He did say Saïx was having second thought about calling her broken though. I just hope we get all this drama ironed out soon, so she doesn't have to wake up to it. Fair enough. Day 174, seashell for her. Xion hasn't woke up, but I'm pulling double duty to make up for it. Me and Axel talk about the dumbest stuff now. Afterward, we head back to the castle and I leave a seashell by Xion's pillow. It would please me to see her smile when she finds them. Those pictures flashed through my head again in Neverland, and when I flew, it felt like I'd done it before. Has the guy in red flown before? Is that it? Day 193, best friend. Xion's awake now. The three of us were gonna go get some ice cream after our mission, but she passed out again, so we had to take her home. I talked with Axel in her room until she woke up. He said the three of us were best friends, inseparable. Day 194. Even far apart. We've all started going back to our usual spot after work. Sometime Axel and Xion are there waiting for me. All the time I get there first. Things have gotten busier for us, so we can't all make it every day. But even if they're not there, at least now it seems like we're together again. I wonder if it seems that way to them too. I forgot to ask Xion about the picture in my head again. It was the same kid in red. Who is he? What does he have to do with me? Day 224, we're moving along. What's gotten into her? I think something wrong with Xion. Is she not feeling well again? Axel said we should all go to the beach next time we get a vacation. I think he sensed something is wrong too. That's why he suggested the beach, to make her feel better. Day 225, something must be wrong. Okay, now I'm really worried about Xion. I told Axel, but all he said was that she'll get through it. He knows something is wrong. I bet he's just telling me that to put my mind at ease. Well, it's not working. Yep. Day 255. Now Axel is acting weird. I had ice cream with Axel after work today, but Xion didn't show. Axel said she got sent on an important mission, but he wouldn't look at me when he said it. I've been wondering what's wrong with Xion all this time, but now that I stop and think about it, Axel's not himself either. Day 256. Xion's gone missing. Xion has gone missing, but nobody said anything about her being hurt, so that's good. I guess? Did she run off? That doesn't make any sense. Xemnas told us not to go after her. The way Saïx explained it, it's almost like they don't think she's worth getting back. What's going on? Day 257. He's avoiding me. I want to talk to Axel about Xion, but I can't seem to get 10 seconds with the guy. What am I supposed to do? I can't believe he's avoiding me. We're supposed to be friends. Day 276, by the sea. I don't remember much about today's mission, just that it was by the beach. Or was it? The mission didn't even feel real. Me and Axel agreed to start looking for Shion tomorrow. Day 277, no sign of her. I've looked everywhere for Shion in every world, but there's just no sign of her. Where is she? Why did she leave the organization? I don't get it, any of it. Day 296, Castle Oblivion. There's one place we haven't checked yet to see if Shion's there. Castle Oblivion. When I brought it up with Axel, he surprised me by saying that CO, Castle Oblivion, is where Shion come from. I guess he just found out himself, so that's where she is. Day 297, who is that guy? I went to Castle Oblivion to find Shion, but I don't remember anything about it. Axel said I collapsed as soon as I got there. I woke up in Twilight Town and incredibly enough, Shion was there, but she wasn't alone. There was this guy with her, and he was wearing the organization coat. I could tell by his build that he wasn't one of us. Though, who is he? Well, I said that weird, sorry about that. Day 298, some other way. I don't believe it. Axel attacked Shion. There had to have been some other way. I know she's acting weird, but I hardly recognize Axel these days either. What's going on through their heads? I feel so left out. Day 299, Sora. Sora? Xemnas told me that Sora is the connection between me and Shion, but just who exactly is Sora? Day 300, no word. For the first time in a while, the three of us met up on the clock tower. None of us really knew what to say. We used to talk each other's ears off, but I guess those days are gone. So much has happened lately, I have been forgetting to write about those pictures in my head. Now it's happening even when I'm not on mission, more often too. They even show up in my dream. Shion told me she had dreamed too. Is all of this connected? Day 301, my dream. I dream all the time now, but I don't sleep well. I wake up tired every day. I guess that makes them nightmare, not dreams. Shion and Axel don't come to the clock tower anymore. I thought maybe if I got everything off my chest with them, I might stop having the nightmares, but so much for testing that theory. Day 321, no energy left. I feel so tired, almost disconnected from my body. The dream have gotten stranger. Now I wake up with water on my cheek. I don't know how it got there, but I think there's something really wrong with me. Today I was teamed up with Shion. She seemed to be in a lot better shape than me. We had ice cream together something we hadn't done in a while. Day 322, another dream. I had another dream. My head feels heavy. I want to have ice cream with Shion and Axel again. Fair enough. Day 352, us and the sunset. Me and Shion and Axel had ice cream. The sunset was beautiful. I don't have to write anything else down because I'll never forget this day. Day 353, broken trust. Axel let Shion leave the organization like he wanted her to go. She's a puppet, a mirror that reflects me. He's talking nonsense. I can't trust him anymore. Day 354. Who am I? I don't understand the organization. I don't understand Axel. I understand myself at least of all. Why do I keep coming back to the castle? Me and Xion are special, connected by Sora. If she's a puppet, maybe I am too. I don't know what I am. Day 355. I am. I have to know who I am. I'm done with this. Day 357. Tree again. I'm going... Why is the first part of this missing? I'm going to set Kingdom Hearts free and find my way to Sora. I'm going to get Xion back. The three of us will have ice cream together again. I know it. Okay, we're done with this. I should probably check how long it took me to do this, but whatever, let's go with the secret report, because why not? Day 7, meaning. A name, define an object, describe the span of it, give it purpose. We embark upon the replica program to ensure our new powers stay ours. Now our shadow puppets, no, I live. It needs a name. Something to define it, to give the hollow vessel purpose. Day 8, Roxas. Oh man, they are way longer than Roxas' journal, that's gonna be a thing. Alright. Seems like we're getting new member every day. Number 13 was a boy, Roxas. Now we got a number 14, Xion. Today's mission was to show Roxas the rope. I feel like they had me babysitting him since he got here. He's not a bad kid, but he's spacey. Good fighter though. At least I won't be bored. Day 9, on track. Xion is being monitored. Roxas meanwhile has begun his training exercise. It is imperative we keep Xion from having undue contact with Roxas until we are certain it will perform as expected, which will take another 10 days if Vex and Conviction are to be trusted. As for the Keyblade Master, Marluxia will no doubt be keeping an eye on him. Day 14, this kid. Another mission with Roxas today. Is he seriously my responsibility? At least he's starting to talk like a normal person. Maybe that means his memory's coming back. Still, this kid's supposed to be the Keyblade Master's nobody. I don't see it. Day 15. How dare they? How dare they shut me out of monitoring the Keyblade Master? And then to send me off to teach that half-baked nobody basic magic? I should have had him light me on fire. It won't be long now, though. Once I'm over at the Castle Oblivion, our plan goes into action. No more playing nannies. Ever. Day 22, Castle Oblivion. They push up the Castle Oblivion plan. Our little hero with the key must have made a move. Me and his nobody have been meeting up for ice cream the last few days. Not the best conversationalist, but at least he's mastering a few facial expressions beside doom and gloom. I told him about Castle Oblivion, but it didn't seem to follow. Guess that's understandable. Day 23, Research Entry 326. The program is largely on target. No, Number 1, my finest replica has proven an even greater success than anticipated. I intended to take the other vessel, Judge Unfit for Number status, to Castle Oblivion, where I will subject it to further testing. One thing is clear. Could these replica not be classified as a special sort of nobody? So those secret report, I thought they were just Axel entry, but this is clearly Vexen's entry. Okay. Day 24, the upper floor. Malushak succeeded in leading the Keyblade Master to the castle. I sense multiple threads at work, but detail on each of the project are scarce. I suspect some alleged organization project are secretly private machination. Malusha seems especially suspect. Day 25, Hollow Tie. Pressing Zexion for answer would be a waste of time. I know that, but this dearth of information is hard to accept. I have never seen that word. Am I saying it right, dearth? Anyway, feel free to tell me in the comment how you're supposed to say it. What's happening on the upper level? What ought we be doing down here? Says I. They hug their truth close and leave the rest of us to speculate. Zexion talk of the bond we share as an organization, but how could such a thing exist? Still, you remain the only one I can trust. Simple deduction suggests Axel's outwardly inscrutable action are the result of some directive from Sayax. What else eliminated Vexen? He simply wanted to do research. Did we not all stand to gain from the fruit of his program? What is Axel thinking? Day 27. Did I say that? Day 26 Axel action? Maybe? I don't remember. Day 27 Organization Dog. Axel is in the way. Though I don't know if he's aware of our plots. Vexen had no part in our plan. Why eliminate him? Assuming Axel's order were to root out traitor to the organization. Discerning his motive merit our full attention. Day 28, dealing with the traitor. I've uncovered most of what I need to know about the replica program, but where are the other ones? I can't find any trace of it. Vexen was caught in the middle. Pitiable but unavoidable. I could not risk his program fitting into their hands. Of greater concern are the traitors. Not the obvious turncoat, but the one who will get in his and my way. The Keyblade Master is not our enemy. Day 50. Strange feeling. Roxas woke up today. I think he was dreaming this whole time. Being with him feels strange, familiar, like listening to the wave crash up against the shore, but why? All that Shion's entry. Day 51. Measure must be taken. The replica program continue apace, but something has gone wrong at Castle Oblivion. The dusk returned with word that none of those we dispatched survived, but the news came in fragments. I still know too little to extract the truth. I doubt Axel would be amongst those lost, but I must plan for the worst. First, I must locate the Keyblade Master. Day 52, another mission. I've lost track of the Keyblade Master and the other intruder. I'm the only one left in the castle. Everybody else has been destroyed. My order was to end the traitors, but I think by this point, I fit that bill better than anybody. There's one last thing I need to look into while I'm here. Who's the last survivor of Castle Oblivion? Is it Marluxia? No, it's the dude with the books, I forgot his name. Day 71, the Traitor's End. Sayax had a hand in what went down at Castle Oblivion. Well, more like a whole arm, which means Axel was in on it as well. It's a fact that Xemnas ordered Axel to take out the traitors, order which went through Sayax. No specific name were given, but naturally Xemnas knew who the turncoat were right from the get-go. Day 72, Human. The longer you know someone, the less you need to speak in clear terms. Everything get across with a wink and a nudge. a little reading between the line. When it come to what befell our late comrade at Castle Oblivion, ambiguity suits me just fine. But the Keyblade Master and Roxas come out and say every little thing that come to mind. Maybe that's human, or maybe they're just special. Day 73. What now? I lost the ability to use the Keyblade, and I have no idea why. I don't know what to do about it, about anything. It happened suddenly after Roxas woke up. If I can't collect heart anymore, the organization has no use for me. This is terrible. Day 74. Shionne's face. Honestly, I never got why Roxas was so crazy about Shionne. I know they both joined up around the same time and they're both rookies. But how do you get close to somebody who hides their face all the time? Well, I saw it today. All of a sudden, number 14 up and take off her hood, Shionne's a girl and she looked just like Namine. Roxas has been coming... Whoa, calm down me. Day 75, gotta do something. Roxas has been coming along on my mission to help out, since I can't use the Keyblade. Axel is covering for me, so I should be safe for now. But what am I going to do if I never get the Keyblade back? I can't lie forever. Day 94. All goes apace. The heart collected by our two Keyblade wielder Roxas and Shionne have gathered together, and now Almighty Kingdom hearts wax large in the night sky. Our effort have come to bear fruit, nearly ripe for the plucking. All plan proceeds smoothly, alarmingly so. In fact, though this is not time to be deterred by paranoia. Day 95, my past. Neither Roxas or I have any memory of our human lives. I don't even remember my first day as a nobody. Roxas said he was the same, but I'm not sure for me. It's a total blank. I can't even remember the day I met Roxas or Axel. It's all a blur. Day 96, friend. Shionne regained her ability to wield the Keyblade. I don't know how or why. Maybe there's more to the Keyblade Master they're not telling me about. I feel like I've been spending more time talking to Roxas and Shionne lately than my old friend Sayax. This has to have been what it was like friendship. Day 97. So bored. Every day it's work. I'm dead bored and I'd kill for some vacay. And nobody needs this rest, am I right? And when I get it, it's gonna be nothing but me and my sitar. Day 117. Him and Roxas. Roxas is maturing at an impressive rate. His face, the way he handled the Keyblade, it's all exactly the same. The worlds seem so divided and alone. But there's always that steady thread there to connect them, and nobody can never escape the thing we did as humans. So it goes. Day 118. You change, not me. Talking to Roxas and Shionne always bring back memory of my human life back when I was a kid. It's a weird sensation. I ought to be able to share all this with Sayax, but I just don't feel like it anymore. It's strange, but I'm content with just missing what's gone. I'm not the one who's changed, you did. Day 119. Hearts and emotion. Watching that foolish beast flail about only deepened my disdain for human and their incessant need to be pinned down by feeling. We became nobody precisely to avoid the shackle of emotion. It was only later that we realized the scale of that loss, and that some things simply cannot be done without a heart. Nonetheless, I can see nary a pleasant thing about it. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, I guess it would have made more sense to read Roxas' diary, because he was talking about Xaldin, and then we got Xaldin take something. But oh well, I went so far, I'm not doing that again. Day 149. He's the sham. That man wearing the organization code. That jerk. He's too powerful. I can't beat him unless I get stronger. And I'm not a sham. I'm not. He is. He's the one pretending to be something he isn't. Day 150. Dealing with Xion. As expected, the duplicate is starting to show its limit. The program showed promise, but a puppet is just a puppet. Something to be toyed with until it breaks. I am utterly at a loss as to what Roxas and Axel see in that thing. How best to dispose of it merit my consideration going forward. Day 151. Dee's dream. I wasn't ready to see Roxas again. I can't help but compare us. We both use the Keyblade, but we're so different. Does he dream? It seemed like that's all I do anymore. Last night I dreamt of the ocean. I was drowning. Day 152. Like a real person. Roxas and Xion must have had it out over something. Knowing them, it's something dumb, but still. Watching them, it's like they're human. It's messing with my head. I kinda wonder if Roxas understand all that about the wrong button. I get the sense a lot of it went right over his head. Day 153. This is gonna be a hit. I got my new hit single. X-Face is always barking at me to work, but what's he expect me to do against a monster like that? I mean, stop and think about skill set when you divide up the labor already. Day 171. The number 1 or number I project, which is a weird thing. Xion failed to complete its mission. If this continued, destroying it and using the next replica as the duplicate would undoubtedly yield a higher grade copy. No. Number 1, number I, was amongst the initial lots, which naturally raised question about its capability. At present, it is nothing short of broken. I cannot fathom why Xemnas would want to keep it. Day 172. Meaning behind the word. There has to be something to what Sayak said. Why isn't Xion qualified to be one of us? He said to just look at her, but at what? The fact that she looks like Namine? Xion and Namine must be connected. Whose nobody is Xion anyway? What is Sayax hiding? So I'm guessing that's Axel and he didn't know about Xion. Day 173. The Gamble. I find myself envying the children. Perhaps some fundamental difference exists between those who become nobodies as adults and otherwise. The longer you have lived, the more you are positioned to lose with such a gamble. But that child can look forward unafraid even in the face of immeasurable odds. I doubt they even see life as a gamble the way we do. Day 174, just a replica. Xion continued to sleep. All analysis on its function suggests no marked change. The copying appeared to be working, but a replica is a replica. My latest report to Xemnas on this netted me no clear answer. It simply stood smiling. At times, I find his thinking impenetrable. Day 193, dreams or memories. Finally woke up. Just to pass out again. Why? Because I'm a failure? I've dreamt the whole while I was out. It was something nostalgic, but what? Why can't I remember? It could be a key memory from my human life. All I can remember is the sound of wave, gentle in the distance. Day 194, the replica. I thought I'd never see the word replica again. Any rational man would realize the Riku replica was not likely unique, but I'm the only one in the organization who knew of his exceptional copying functionality. And that he ultimately formed a sense of self. The fact that I knew all that and still never noticed the truth about Shion speaks to how remarkable a replica she must be. But my question remained unanswered. Who is she a replica of? Namine? Kairi? Or perhaps someone entirely different? Why did the organization admit her into its membership? And why would such a fine replica fall unconscious or sporadically lose its command of the Keyblade? Day 224, Shion. Even if Shion is a replica, a puppet, she's still Shion. I understand that in my head, but how do I interact with her now? Riku replica was just a tool, but I can't just use Shion. No, I was wrong to have just used Riku replica in the first place. How is it a man-made puppet any less worthy than a nobody? That was never meant to exist at all. They're both ambiguous, tenuous at best, and she's my friend. Even if neither of us should exist, that doesn't invalidate the bond we form. Next break we get, I told her we'd all go to the beach. I hope we get the chance. Our little summer vacation. I know if we can get together and laugh about stupid stuff, this nagging doubt will go away. Man, lots of big words in this one. Day 225. Secrets about me. My body feels heavy and my head ache. I'm not too busy dreaming to get any rest from sleep. Axel knows something. He's hiding some secret. It must be in Castle Oblivion. That's where I was born. Day 255, final stage. Shion appearance shouldn't vary based on the relationship of the viewer to her. Wait, what? Shion's appearance should vary based on the relation of the viewer to her. Sax sees her simply as a puppet. The program approached completion. Though true Roxas, Shion is assembling a copy of the hero of the Keyblade. As proof, she sometimes appeared to take on his form to my eyes. Day 256. Who we each see. Shion's disappearance is fascinating. If she really is breaking from our control, it's a sign of her approaching the essence of the hero. It seems Sayak still doesn't truly see her. I'm curious to know how she appeared to the other. I see her as him. True, I suspect that Zemna sees something else entirely in her. Day 257. In the cards. The air is charged, I can feel it. You go out on a big gamble at a time like this and you're going to lose big. That said, it's betting against the worst odds that net the biggest win. I'm eager to see how this hands play out. Day 276. Behind the truth. Shion is gone. Roxa still doesn't know anything, but Shion found out. That's why I need to find her. We don't have hearts, so we accept the fact we're given as the truth. But something far more important lies behind that truth. Sayax wouldn't laugh at people with no heart calling one another friend, but that doesn't make it not so. What? Oh, Sayax would laugh, not wouldn't laugh. My bad. As the nobody of the hero of the Keyblade and the replica of that nobody, those two are special. Unique in every sense of the word, but that doesn't change the fact that we're friends. Nothing will go it. Nothing will. Got it memorized, Shion? Day 277. True agenda. Axel and Roxas are up to something. No plot No plot they concoct will change the fact that the organization has cast off Xion on the. Our plan have split diverge and advance now to the next stage. The Number I project and replica program merely paved the way. Our true goal lies elsewhere. Day 296 Hidden Truth. None of us really know everything that's going on in Castle Oblivion. Some room even Xemnas doesn't know about. Not many are even aware that Xion was born there. I wonder if the truth about that place will ever surface. Day 297 Contact with Riku. The man they're calling the imposter, that fake organization member, it's Riku. Roxas could very well remember that somewhere deep in his memory. Still, it's too soon to report this. I need to know why Xion was with him first. If she's siding with the hero, it could easily mean her erasure. What are you planning to do, Xion? Day 298 Change of Plan. Axel failed to report that the imposter and Xion are working together. Instead, that news came from Roxas. The boy is far more easily handled than Axel, but now Axel has captured Xion and returned her to us. His motives are impossible to read. Our plan can be altered if necessary, but doing so can only delay their realization. Day 299 The value of a lie. Roxas doesn't trust me after the whole Xion incident, but I can't tell him the truth yet. So I keep lying. It's no big deal when you're a nobody. There's no guilt, no feeling at all. So why does it still sting just a little when I lie to him? All my dealing with Roxas give me the bizarre illusion of humanity. Day 300 Us and the Sunset. We watched the sun set today, the three of us. I didn't think we'd ever be able to do that again. It's like that dream I had, the one where I was by the shore with Roxas and Axel watching the sun set over the water. I just want to stay with them, but how? What should I do? Day 301 Xion or Roxas. Xion is burning through mission at full tilt? She seemed frantic. Why? I don't know. And speaking of, I still don't know what to say to Roxas. Even without my order from Sayax, I'd do anything to stop Roxas from being erased. I just don't know if I can stand by and let that happen to Xion either. Day 321 My place. Axel's always helped me out, so I just assumed he would again. How long has he known about me? Maybe since long before we met in Castle Oblivion. But he told me to think for myself. I was so happy. But now, as I get stronger, Roxas keep getting weaker. I shouldn't exist anymore. They say that nobody were never meant to exist, but I'm the real affront. But before I'm gone, I want to help Roxas and Axel, even just a little. I think the boy I saw today is the same Sora from my memory. Day 322, the plan. But they are puppets or the hero's nobody. We merely need a functional Keyblade master. The details are unimportant. The puppet has developed to a point where the hero of the Keyblade may be entirely redundant. Indeed, perhaps we ought to never allow Sora to awaken. He cannot be controlled. He will rise up against us. We must move our agenda ahead with that firmly in mind. Day 352, What I Must Do. Riku gave me this time. Axel told me to spend it thinking for myself. The organization is determined to erase either me or Roxas. They'll never allow us to coexist. I love Roxas and Axel. I'm sure Sayax would scoff at that. Call it a trick of my artificial memory, but the time I spent on that clock tower was real. I wish the three of us could stay together just like this forever, but I have to end this. I'll never forget today's sunset, even if Roxas and Axel do. I won't forget. Day 353, a future that never was. I couldn't tell Xion she was wrong, and I can't bring myself to end her. But it's either that or I have to erase Roxas. There's no future where the three of us can sit around and eat ice cream. I know Roxas will never understand. I don't want to acknowledge it myself. Wait, it wasn't more. No, okay. Day 354, where I belong. I wanted to see Roxas one more time, but couldn't. What would I say? Did I ever really exist? Even if not, I just hope that those times we spent watching the sunset were real. I know Namine will tell me how to get back where I belong. I should hurry to see her. Day 355, Mind. The gear of Xemna's plan have begun to spin, wild since the loss of half our member at Castle Oblivion. The results are there, but can this state of affairs fairly be called a success? If Kingdom Hearts can be said to possess a mind of its own, it is surely rejecting Xemnas. No, rejecting Xehanort. Roxas left the organization today. I'm guessing this is Zibar saying this because he would be the only one knowing about Xehanort, right? Day 356, Unforeseen Events. Our plan never accounted for the possibility of both Xion and Roxas leaving. How did this come to pass? When did Roxas grow strong enough to outmuscle me? What were you really after, Lee? We joined the organization at the same time and formulated our plan. At this point, it's just an idle fantasy. Everything changed, you and me. Day 357. To my best friend, Roxas left. It's so like him to just leave that winter ice cream stick behind. Come tomorrow, I'll probably get the order to hunt him down. But leaving that here make it feel so permanent. I wish the three of us... No, that's the two of us could share some ice cream again someday. That's what it is to be friend. Day 358. Goal. With luck, we can bring Roxas back into her fold, but even if Sora should awaken as the hero of the Keyblade, he is bound to keep unlocking heart. If he should come to target us, we need simply subdue him and use his power ourselves once more. I must become one with Kingdom Hearts. I will become a higher existence. All of my true ambition begins there. And that's everything. So yeah, that's Axel remembering Xion, but Xion's been taken down so he can't remember, and then the one after this is just the last one. Oh, that was a heck of a lot of reading. But you know what? That'll be all. This game, not really, Kingdom Hearts 350 something day, blah blah. It used to be a game on the DS. For what I read online, apparently the excuse they gave as to why it couldn't be ported onto PC basically is that PC does not support a touch screen, which I find to be pretty weird of an excuse, but either way, it was a lot of reading, it's done. So, like always, if you could like, comment, and maybe subscribe, that would help me a great deal. But with that said, I bid you a glorious day, and I'll see you on the next project. Bye bye!